Okay. Take two. I did not realize my mic wasn't recording. But was good. Welcome to James Larson's Burner. You feel me? If you haven't already, please like, subscribe. Uh yeah. As you could tell. I'm really trying to I just double uploaded on like my main channel and my IRL channel. So if you haven't, please go check those out. We trying something new. I want to do something new for the channel. Um, and I think this is a nice little way for us to really have some consistent content for y'all. Something that's going to be a little fun project for y'all. So listen. If you haven't, please like, subscribe. As you can see today from the thumbnail and the title and from the breaking news right there, um, a lot of people are complaining about the All-Star game, bro. So let me just start off by just giving a little rundown on everything that happened. As you can see, they did the new little format where they did 4 teams compete in the All-Star game. Um, for All-Star weekend in general, Buddy Hield, fraudulent three-point shooter, won the three-point contest. Wasn't as bad as Cam Johnson, but hey. Wait, no, it wasn't Buddy Hield. It was Tyler Hero. I mean, that's pretty. I mean, I feel like that's fraudulent too. Like, I don't know, bro. If you ask me personally, I think Tyler Hero winning that was pretty fraudulent too. But listen, that's not what we're here to talk about. And Mac McClung, who they have literally locked up in a hotel every single year for All Star break, did the dunk contest. He's not getting no tick, but they are for sure going to make sure that he does a dunk every year. So, with that all being said, I came up with the really nice idea of listen, why don't we just have a little conversation where we sit and talk? This is right off the dome. Me being who I am as a person, I am somebody where I need to say my raw, unopinionated thoughts. And with that all being said, let's just talk about the All-Star game. Or I guess I said All-Star game. I really should say All-Star weekend. As you could tell, I have Keontae George everywhere, bro. Why do I have Keontae George? I'm glad you asked. Keontae George, I feel like, has played a very fundamental role in why I think it was even kind of enjoyable. This game, I guess you want to call it, this like tournament style, whatever, blah blah blah. So, um, with that being said, let's get to the basics. As you can see, we're here going to say or talk about, oh my god, why does the All-Star game need a change? Let's start off with the first main important one. The skills challenge is getting exposed. Now, I'm sorry. Maybe in the future I might do something along the lines of breaking down numbers like, oh, this happened, that happened, da da da. I don't really care, bro. We gonna do this from a perspective of like you see it and you feel it and you know it. Like like Hooper is I'm trying not to curse. Like people know like Kyrie Irving is a hooper. You're not gonna sit here and debate to me why he's actually underrated, etc. etc. He's one of those people where you watch the game and you just know, like, all right, he passes the eye test. Well, in terms of skill challenge being exposed or getting exposed, if you did not see recently, Victor Wembanyama and Chris Paul were eliminated from the skills challenge. Now, I am not going to lie to you. I barely watched that challenge. Like, I almost pretty much did not watch that challenge at all. Listen, I don't even know the entire teams that were included in it. I just know the winners were Donovan Mitchell and Evan Mobley. And I saw their run at it. Again, I saw CP3's run at it. I'm not sure of the other teams that participated. But why am I not sure of the teams that participated? Because most people do not watch the skills contest anyways. Now, there's a couple of different things that can like really change about like the skills challenge like contest or whatever you want to call it. Like such as like implementing like different features here and there, etc., etc. But let's just be honest, like right off the bat, that's not going to be something that's going to be fixed in like a day. But it's just one of those. Well, not a day. I mean, because we got a whole entire year to like really decide like what's going to go on like with the skills challenge. But it's one of those things where it's just like I don't see them like completely just getting rid of it like right away. But there definitely needs to be something that like changes about it. I mean, let's just be honest, right? When you think about the All Star Weekend, you think about all right, we're doing the filler video all Star game with celebrities. The filler segment. I should say segment, not video, but the filler segment of people doing the skills challenge. And then you sit through all that, and then you watch the rookie versus sophomores, if you care about that, or USA versus World, which they did that one year. And then it's like, all right, here's what I'm actually looking for. It's on the tip of my tongue. 3-point contest versus the dunk contest. That's what people actually sit here to watch before the actual All-Star game. We should not be having segments that feel like filler. Besides like the celebrity game. Like, I mean, just being honest, like I feel like that's every sport. I mean, I'm not sure how the MLB like All-Star game is, but like for the NFL is like that, the NBA is like that, etc., etc. So I feel like for the skills challenge that actually has like real NBA players in it, we got to fix that. Now, I did mention like the rookie and sophomores, but I'm going to get into that later. Next thing that we need to discuss why the All-Star game needs to change. Mac McClung's debt is almost paid off. They got him trapped in a hotel every single year, the same way how Bruno Mars is trapped in that hotel in Las Vegas to perform. Every single, like, how often is he really in Vegas performing? I don't want to say every day, but like what? Like once a week he's performing, doing something to pay off his debt? Well, Mac McClung, your time is almost up, bro. Y'all can't keep putting Mac McClung in a dunk contest. Like, he's not getting any actual tick. And I like, look, listen, I'm a Sixers fan. I like Mac McClung, right? I think I would appreciate it if he actually got some tick and played. But listen, we all know the way how the NBA is, you can't guarantee that's going to happen. But listen, what I would like is if we stop relying so much on Mac McClung. Now, I can't say too much about this because, I mean, like, this is one of the things that, like, needs a change. I can't really say too much about this because I saw that, like, John Morant, he was talking to, who did he add? I think he added Zach LaVine and Aaron Gordon. And I think Zach LaVine said he might have to do, and then Giannis said he would participate, which is kind of messed up. I'm not gonna lie to you. If all four of them decide that they want to do it, that's kind of messed up because historically the dunk contest is only 4 people, meaning Mac McClung is not gonna do it. That's kind of messed up. So he's not even gonna have a chance to 4P. I feel like you can't do it without him having that opportunity. But anyways, this is something I could really talk too much about just because of the fact that I feel like we might see like a change next year and there might be some actual like fun with it. But that's just one notable thing to say. Like Mac McClung is kind of like it like we I'm sorry, bro. It's just morally, it feels morally wrong that he has to participate in this every year. And don't get me wrong, like I seen that he makes like more money doing the dunk contest than he's made in his actual like NBA career, or at least annually, something along those lines. So it's one of those things where it's like, all right, at least he's benefiting from it. But bro, we got to do something different, bro. Like especially because I feel like even like the dunks that he's been doing, they've been ridiculous because he's like super athletic. But he hasn't been doing nothing too crazy like that contest. And maybe, like I saw King of the Fourth Quarter say it before, maybe because Zach LaVine and Aaron Gordon kind of set the bar so high with like those dunk contests that they had that it's hard for other people to really do something different. But I mean, you look at Stephon Castle where they threw the ball inside the hoop. He caught it mid-air, put it between the legs, dunked it back in. There's still some creativity like that can go on with this dunk contest. But it's not going to help if we keep having people in it that has no business being in it. Like Andrew Jackson. I like Andrew Jackson. Why is he in a dunk contest? Can he dunk? Yes. But is he like, I don't know. Like maybe I don't know. I'm not like an avid Bucks fan, but I do like Andre Jackson. I don't know if I said something else, but I meant to say Andre Jackson. I don't look at Andre Jackson and think, oh man, wow, what a dunker. Like, we just need actual dunkers. And again, this is probably going to be fixed next year, but hey, whatever. Next, I think this year they low-key were cooking, and I'm going to get into this more, so I'm not going to talk too much about it right now. I think they were cooking with having Candace's Rising Stars play against Shaq's OGs. That single handedly was the most intense game that we had all last night. I'm not going to talk too much about it yet, but the game I love is not dead yet. Like, I think there's something to talk about. Now, in terms of the NFL celebrity game, NFL. In terms of the NBA celebrity game, if we like just look for a second and just look at like the NFL celebrity game, people could not stop talking about Lotto and them shorts. God. Ooh. Now, my queen, the love of my life, Rakia Jackson, did play this year. So, I mean, hey, there's that. But we probably, I mean, like, all right, celebrity game was kind of fire. I mean, in terms of like, it was funny, like especially like with the whole Kai Cenat and Drewski thing, like when I don't even remember the guy's name, but whoever won like the MVP, because I'm not really that into actors, but whoever won that, like it was funny in terms of skits purposes, but I think it'd be more watchable if we had people like that in there. I don't know. That's just my personal opinion. That's not even like a part of like necessarily why the All-Star weekend needs to change. That's just my opinion. That's what I think. And last but not least, the reason why we need to change is that people are saying that they might get rid of the All-Star game. Like I saw Kevin Durant and I saw like Stephen A. Smith. I saw Stephen A. Smith say it on ESPN, and I saw Kevin Durant tweet it on Twitter saying like, if y'all are basically not enjoying the All-Star game, then we just need to get rid of it completely. With those things being labeled, clearly there needs to be a change in the All-Star game. So with that, I go to my next slide. Now, in terms of that being a change, let's talk about, again, what are people actually saying on social media and where are they responding to? First of all, I've heard Draymond Green and multiple different people say it's not fair to the people who work to be all-stars that they have to play against, like, you know, do like the 4 tournament thing with like the 4 teams and play against the rookies, etc., etc. That's what some people were saying. Again, I got my own opinions about that. I'm going to go into that when I actually start talking about why I think, like, what I think we can do to like change the All-Star game. But that's just some of the things people were saying. And I mean, like, I guess, like, I get it. Like, there are people in the league that work to be all-stars. That, like, you didn't do this for half of the year, I guess you want to say, to play 10 to 15 minutes of basketball. I mean, like, if you saw the stat, not the stat, but, like, just, like, what came out, 42 minutes of basketball was played in that 3-hour segment that was considered the All-Star game. 42 minutes of basketball. Mind you, in the 42 minutes of basketball, we're talking about 3 different games that played. If you do the math, divide that by 3. That's less than 20 minutes of basketball being played each game. But that's what people were saying. And I guess, like, yeah, like, it's not fair to the people who work to be all-stars, but as you'll see, like, from the bottom bullet point, some people are saying they aren't trying enough, which I'll get into. Now, to my second point, which kind of leads off into, like, the first one, LeGoat James, LeBron Goat, My Sunshine, and Ant-Man are frauds because they did not play. I'm not going to argue with that. Like, I think that's great, bro. Listen, LeBron, and I agree, like, I've seen other people say, like, look, LeBron knew he wasn't going to play, and for whatever reason, like the weirdo he is, never said anything leading up to it. Like, you knew you weren't going to play, bro. Like, I don't know. When he came out and said he wasn't going to play, the first thing that came to mind is that him and Bronny declined to do in the skills challenge. Now, I get it. Maybe they don't want to make Bronny like a novelty, but I feel like that was the first hint of it, because it's like, why don't you want to do a skill challenge? Like, it's nothing too crazy. It's nothing too intense. Like, I don't know. Maybe it's because he don't like the novelty of it, just like how he doesn't want to like do the dunk contest. But I don't know. To me, that's kind of suspicious because it's just a dunk contest. I mean, it's just a skills contest. Oh my god. But anyways, he robbed like Norman Powell, who I can't believe is even playing the way how he's playing right now, out of an all-star spot. Like, doing that. That's crazy. That's actually ridiculous. Like I don't know. Like there's actual people that I feel like really could have like gotten an opportunity to like really participate, but no, LeBron wanted to be in the picture, um, dressed up, dressed up in street clothes, holding the ball. Like bro, mind you, what I think what pissed me off the most about seeing LeBron not play was seeing him sit on the sidelines clapping up and everything for his team. Why are you here? I don't know. But him and also Anthony Edwards, like later going down saying like the groin injury, like you're not LeBron James. I don't know, bro. I mean, neither of them are like valid for that, but that's what people are saying. Some people are saying do a 1v1 tournament. No. Uh, Also, what is Mr. Beast doing? I'll talk about the 1v1 tournament like on the next slide, but no. Uh, what is Mr. Beast doing? If y'all do not know, Mr. Beast did a challenge where he gave away 100K to a fan in the crowd if they make a half court shot, one half court shot before Damian Lillard hits three. Um, that segment was entirely too long. I'm not sure necessarily how long it was. I just remember watching it and going, "Oh my god, get this over with." I mean, you know it's bad if it's going on for so long that Mr. Beast is saying, "Hey, this is probably your last shot before the NBA has to cut to commercials." Who's? Why would he? First of all, why are we? Why? I mean, that might pretty much sum it up there. Why? Why is he like what? Who invited bro to the All Star game, bro? Like, mind you, ooh, I don't know. Ooh, I don't know what to say about that, bro. I'm sorry, bro. Like, I get it. It's cool. But clearly, I don't know. My thing with Mr. Beast is this is clearly all for content. He does not really care whether the person gets it or not. Like, at a certain point, he, like, every single shot, he was like, all right, well, you probably lost because Damian Lillard's going to hit the next shot, or you probably, like, et cetera, et cetera. Obviously, Dame could have been won that contest if you wanted to, because Dame made two, like, in the first 3-4 shots. And the guy was, like, way off. In fact, the fact that he even made that half court shot was crazy because it was, like, off center. Every single shot he shot was off center, and then out of nowhere, all net. But, anyways, clearly Dame wasn't trying to win the contest because he wanted the fan to like get an opportunity to actually like win that money. And for whatever reason, Mr. Beast was like, all right, let's get this show on the road. And I'm telling you, the main reason he even felt that way is because of the fact that he knew this was a dumb idea. Like, thinking that a fan was going to, I don't want to say that a fan was going to get it, but like the time limits of it. Like it should have been, because mind you, every single time he would have the fan do it, he'd be like, all right, Kenny, Shaq, Charles, can one of y'all come over, give me some inspiration? Nobody moved when you said that, bro. You do not have, like, I don't want to say you don't have motion, because he got way more motion than me. But the motion was not motioning at that moment. So when he told them to come on over there, it was awkward because you could tell, like, we don't know you, bro. And then once they actually came over, it's like every single shot that he was taking, it was like taking 2 minutes for him to shoot the shot and get a vice or something. Maybe not 2 minutes, but you get the point that I'm making. Going on for too long. There should have been a time limit where it was like 5 minutes or so. But regardless, why am I watching NBA All-Star Weekend and I'm watching Mr. Beast? Next, get rid of the skill challenge is what some people are saying and just replace it completely. Um, I don't think that needs to happen necessarily, but again, I'm gonna go on to that for the next slide. And last but not least, again, people are saying they aren't trying enough. Um, I think it is a huge issue that they aren't trying enough, also, but I have a response to that. Going on to my next slide. What is my resolve? Yo, listen, I don't think we need to get rid of the skills contest. In fact, I'm gonna just combine point 1 and point 3 together. I don't think we need to get rid of the skills contest, but if we had to get rid of the skills contest, for one, I think we should replace it with like a fan favorite game. Now, of course, none of these people are gonna like actually get like all-star nominations for it, but like we got 30 teams in the NBA. There are some players that are never ever 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 be in the NBA All-Star game or be a part of All-Star Week. I mean, I think of players like Trey Jones. I like Trey Jones. He ain't never getting nothing past the skills challenge. Bro cannot shoot threes for real. You feel me? Um, but dang. And they also got him on the Bulls now. So I really don't know what's gonna happen to him. But anyways, my point that I'm trying to make is you got players like that, and I think of like people like Bobby Portis too, like on the Bucks, or I don't know. As a Sixers fan, I want to say like a fan favorite for us is probably like Kelly Oubre. We should have like a fan favorite game for players that are never gonna, just so we can implement more players like into it. Like let's say like we did a fan favorite game of like favorites from like every NBA team, and we just do 15 on 15 maybe, or maybe like I don't know 10 on 10 since like seed 10 through 1, like that's all like playoffs and play in. Like I think we should do something along those lines where we get like a fan favorite of all those players like on each individual team, and this could actually be like fan fan dominated. You know what I mean? Like imagine Shake Milton on the Lakers being put into like a fan favorite game. Is that entertaining to everybody? I feel like it is. I was going to say no, but actually I feel like it is. Because I mean, like you really start to get like the real novelty and like lore and like certain scenes when you get like a fan favorite game like that. Like that would be cool. Like obviously, like I'm an D'Angelo Russell like fan. Of course, I would say like for the Nets, I would want him in the game. But D'Angelo Russell, like he's been an all-star. It'd be cool to see something like that. I feel like it also puts players in a position where it's like now that we have this fan favorite game, you get a chance to do certain stuff. Because like you think about like role players, like let's talk about like a Torian Prince. All he's really known for is like shooting threes and playing defense. You never know. He might low-key have a TJ Warren bubble bag in him. He might have a TJ Warren bubble bag in him that people don't know about because we've never seen nothing like this before. So I'm somebody where it's like, it'd be really cool because then these players also get a chance to really like show what they can do. And you never know. A team like the Wizards, they might see that and be like, all right, you know what? We might want you on a team. That might help your free agency status. Now, of course, that might hurt a couple people if you get into that game and like you can't show nothing that you're really buns. But I feel like it really gives opportunity for certain players that won't get that opportunity to like really be, I don't know, ever like a part of All-Star Week. I mean, of course we have to like put certain stuff like in it because of the fact that like you don't want to like start having people voted into like the fan favorite game that are actually all-stars, but we could always make it where it's like, all right, if they're top whatever number in all-star voting, put them in the fan favorite game. You know what I mean? So that's one thing I have. If not, I say we bring back the old skills competition. Like I don't know if y'all ever, I don't know, because I don't know who's going to see this, but I don't know if like y'all are really into like the All-Star game where we had like Trae Young versus like Karl Anthony Towns, where like basically you're racing up and down the court and then you gotta like hit that 3-pointer like before the other player. I think stuff like that gives you like a real adrenaline rush, and that would be like something where if we see that happen or be presented, people are gonna love it. They're gonna eat that up. Because I mean, if we gotta stick with the skills comp, why not do that? Like, I feel like all this implementing, like, 2 players, 3 players, here, da-da-da, ABCD. What are we doing? Unless we, like, make it, like, a relay type of game. Like, what are we doing? You know? Because, I mean, like, you could tell, like, CP3 and, like, Wemby weren't really into it that much. And CP3, it definitely was an idea where he said, look, just chuck up a bunch of stuff, run up and down the court. Because, like, if you really sit and think about it, this is a dumb contest. Like, essentially, it's a dumb contest. Just being honest. Because what is it? It's really just showing that you're able to, like, run fast and pass. Like, this is all, like, guard work. You know what I mean? So, I mean, I don't know. If you got to stick with the skills comp, I think that's, like, an idea that we can stick with. But that's all I really got to say about that. I'm not going to get too much into the dunk contest. I'm skipping rookies and sophomores versus East and West. So I'm going to save that for last. But dunk contest, We already know it's going to be fire next year. John Morant, Zach LaVine, Aaron Gordon, Giannis Antetokounmpo, maybe Mac McClung. We don't know, but they're stating they might be a part of it. So that might be something. We don't know yet, but that might be something. So I'm not really going to talk too much about the dunk contest. I just want that to be put out there, though. We probably don't need a resolve for that right now. I don't think we should do the 1v1 contest just because of the fact that, like, what's stopping the 1v1 contest from being how the All-Star game is now? Like, I get it. Like, you can put $1 million on the line, and that might be a lot to certain people. But, like, if I have to watch, like, I don't know, Kevin Durant versus, like, Damian Lillard, I'm not watching that. Especially because you think about, like, certain, like, moments where, like, people have, like, literally, I bet, people have literally, like, seeing like the unrivaled league with the women players, and they saw like people getting like 12-0 skunked and stuff like that. Like, I'm not watching that to see stuff like to see mismatches like that, especially because they're probably going to BS around. Like, just being honest, if we already have a problem with like people not having effort in the actual like East versus West game, what's stopping the 1v1 contest being like that? Now, I think we did see a glimpse of like something that would be nice, like the Victor Wembanyama versus Kyrie Irving thing that we saw. That was pretty cool. Like, I don't know if y'all seen it, but like Kyrie cooked Wemby so bad and almost hit him with that layup, but he sold it. Like, you see stuff like that, and I'm like, all right, I guess the 1v1 contest could be nice, but I don't know. Like, I'm just not a fan of it. Like, too much would have to go right for that to work. And then like I was thinking like maybe we could do something like with the fans. Even though nobody invited Mr. Beast, he might be cooking trying to have more fan with player events. For that one, I think that would just be a really good resolve just because of the fact that like it's plenty of people that pay tons of money just to go to All Star Weekend. I mean, look at the person that did the half court shot and got covered in mascots. Look at the clip of Kyrie Irving passing the basketball to like different like people in the crowd and letting them shoot on the court and everything. You could tell people there are having a blast being able to interact with all stars the way they are. Like, I think you give more incentive for people to want to spend money on certain stuff like that when you start to integrate them in certain things like that. Like, I think that would be cool. Um Now in terms of what that would be, I'm not sure. That's just an idea that I have right now. Like, maybe one thing we could do is like say if we did like around the world, right? Pick a random fan in the crowd. Y'all like decide seats every year, and y'all pick a fan in the crowd, right? Have him do around the world with like Kyrie Irving and Steph Curry or something. Now, obviously, like Kyrie, Steph, they're gonna do it just like that, but maybe like doing around the world with like a fan also it'd be cool because you get to have one of your favorite players like pass you the ball and like shoot it. You know what I mean? In fact, that might even be something good to like replace like the skill comp with. You know what I mean? So that's an idea to just to put it out there. Somebody did bring up like an idea of like doing like all star snub contests where like we could do the same thing we did now for the tournament, but all the all star snubs they get to be put on a team and they get to play all stars, and if they win, they get the all star accolade put onto their record, and everybody that like lost loses that. But I think that idea just might be a little bit too messy, and like because I can already see it now. Like that could easily be like a player association conversation where people are irritated. They're talking about money that they're missing out on their contract because of that, and this is not a good idea. Like it sounds like a good idea, but it's not a good idea. Last but not least, what I think really needs to happen is the rookie and sophomore versus East and West. I think what we saw last night was a glimpse of like what the All Star contest could really be, right? Like I think about like East versus West. I think they did a little bit too much by doing like global stars, young stars, new stars, especially because you couldn't keep the consistency up, right? Like we had certain moments where like um Giannis didn't play, so we replaced them with Trey Young. Um, they ran out of global stars, so Donovan Mitchell was on like that team, and then like we got the young stars with Jalen Brunson, but Jalen Brunson is 28, Jason Tatum is 26. I don't think it's a good idea. Just being honest, like in terms of like trying to split it up in that way, because there's no way to make sure that's consistent. Like especially like what if we have a year where like Jokic has a down year, Shea has a down year, and they're just not doing well in the popular vote. Is that realistic? No, but is that a possibility? Yes. Like that always could happen. You can't guarantee that's going to be consistent. Like God forbid it happens on everything. But let's say like look at Joel Embiid. When he's healthy, he's an all-star. Because of his inconsistent health issues that he's had and the fact that he hasn't played that many games, he never is going to make an all-star game. But if he had made it, he's the person that fits and adds on to like that global star game. It's just too much that you're relying on to happen. I think what we need to do is like have rookies versus East and West. Like maybe what I suggest is we do like rookie versus sophomores as normal, like on that Saturday. Whoever wins that game gets to decide what team they want to go against. So like for example, like people who like the rookies, let's say if they win, they might want to play the East team because historically the East is like a like weaker conference than the West. Now you got East players looking at it as disrespect, like whoa, what you trying to say? We might seem weaker to you, but we could cook some rookies. You know what I mean? That might get the ego going a little bit, going like, hold on, what's happening? So I think when you put yourself in a situation where it's like, all right, their ego isn't going to let them lose to the rookies, but the rookies being like young and ready to go and wanting to prove something, they're gonna come for their head the same way how like Keontae George did last night, the same way how like Dalton Connect was trying to, the same way how like I'm trying to think of like everybody that participated, but you could just see it like in general. That entire game, it was just on. They didn't want to lose to like the old head team or whatever you want to call it, Shaq's team. Like that was something where like it put a little something in their blood. So like, let's get this done. And then like sophomore versus West, it's the same situation. I think if we integrate more teams like that to like go against like the All Stars, they have no choice. Like their ego is not going to let them lose to those teams. So I say like we do those two games. Whoever wins out of that, boom, finals. Whoever wins, same situation like y'all did this year. Y'all win a certain amount of money. Now I think we should be doing a target just like they did, but I think we shouldn't be doing it necessarily like that. Like I think it should be a situation like how they did with the Kobe game, right? So like you play a certain amount of quarters and then you have a target score. So like let's say for rookie versus sophomores, right? I mean rookie versus East or rookies versus or sophomores versus West, right? I would say they have a quarter of basketball. Not even. Matter of fact, let's say they just do the target score. Boom. Same thing for the other game. Target score. Boom. The actual game, let's do two halves. Let's do like 10 minutes of basketball and reach the target score. Like, I'm just being honest, because you got to think, right? We did 3 hours of like that halftime, et cetera, blah, 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 BS that nobody really cared about. That took up so much time. If we create more time for these basketball games to be played, boom, it's going to be amazing. And imagine how much that's going to be for the future. Like, let's say a rookie team or sophomore team actually does win that game against the West or the East. Imagine how intense that's going to look for the finals game. Now, they might either get blown out and cooked, or it might be a competitive game. You don't know. But I think that fixes everything. Like, it makes it more intense. Like, the only other idea I was thinking, like, maybe is that, like, they change the All-Star format, like, every single year. But, like, I don't know. That would involve, like, coming up with different, like, ideas. Like, let's say, like, having a wheel to spin and everything along those lines. Like, that would probably have to be the case. But, you know, that's probably the only idea I had. But, you know, that was all I really had, like, in terms of ideas for it. That's pretty much everything I had to really say about, like, the format and what I think should change. Now, is that going to happen? I doubt it. I mean, you got people like Draymond Green and everybody along those lines, like Stephen A. Smith, people, I guess, who are real figures that, like, hated this idea. But I mean, I don't know if this video just so happens to like get looked at by anybody that actually like is a bigger figure and they are like influencing, want to push it up. Do it. I don't care if I don't get credit. I'm just gonna have a better All Star game. You know what I mean? But I think this is what needs to happen. You know. But if y'all have any ideas like that y'all think would like change it, let me know. If you notice, I didn't say anything about the 3-point contest. I mean, that's one of those things where it's like, it's a 3-point contest. It's either going to be good or bad. And this year, I think we had a bad one, but like, what are you going to do? Like, you can't control how people shoot. If people have a good shooting like performance, it's going to be an amazing 3-point contest. If they don't, then it's not. That is literally like plain cut and dry. So I mean, I don't think we need to do anything there. There's nothing wrong with it. I just think if we change the comp game to like a fan favorite game, like the skills comp game to a fan favorite game, or just change the format, that will work. I think if we do something, integrate the fans instead of whatever the fuck Mr. Beast did. I cursed. Oh well. And if we just did something to like really fix the East versus West by implementing like rookie versus sophomores, that will fix the game. If you enjoyed the video, please like, subscribe. Let me know what your ideas are. I'm sorry I ran this video up to 36 minutes, but hey, it is what it is. And let me know what y'all think about this YouTube format for like videos. I'm recording this at 5/19, February 17th. I'm probably gonna upload this around like 7 or 6, so we'll see. But just give me an idea. Tell me what y'all thinking, and yeah, comment below, like, subscribe, and if you haven't already, please check out my new videos I dropped on my other channels also. Did a triple time upload today, and I might be going live right after this video. I'm probably going to go to sleep and eat something first, just so I can rest myself, but we'll see, man. Love y'all. Nico Harrison needs to get drug tested. I don't know how Kevin Porter still has a job. Anthony... Did I leave MLB there? I'm crazy, bro. I'm an N, bro. Like, Ant-Man had another baby, and D-Lo's in that. So, go Nets.